On this episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, we're talking about the Mount Rushmore, folks. What four players in Charlotte Hornets / Bobcats, but Charlotte NBA history, belong on the Mount Rushmore of the NBA team in Charlotte? Before we get into today's video, folks, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Pound that like button. Leave me some comments. I'll get back with you. And by all means, folks, hit that bell notification to be notified of other videos, like on today's video on the Hornets, Carolina Hurricanes, Carolina Panthers, and major sports in the Carolinas. All right, folks, I got thinking about this, and I'm going to do this little series, probably do some for the Panthers, and probably offense and defense there, because it's kind of hard to do an all-time one, but we'll see. And probably do one for the Carolina Hurricanes. But I really wanted to look at the Mount Rushmore of Charlotte Hornets. And I say Bobcats because you've really kind of got to include that. Now, four guys I'm going to come up with. I am going to I'm going to start from the top. I'm going to give you guy number one because I only have five guys. And yeah, I could have mentioned others. I could have put more people on the list. I could have mentioned an Alonzo Mourning, but he didn't play here long enough, folks. I could have done a Glenn Rice, the NBA All-Star, played well, but no long career. Fan favorites like Kurt Rambis just wasn't here long enough. Baron Davis, my gosh, just come up short on this list. There's so many guys I could name. But I've got five guys, and there's only going to be 4 spots. So when I picked guy number 4, I really had to agonize and go between 4 and 5 because it was a close vote. So the number one guy I've got going on Mount Rushmore, believe it or not, is Kendall Walker. Now, he's that new line Hornet. He started with the Bobcats. He was on that worst team we ever had, folks, in, 2011, 2012. But Kendall Walker, he's 3rd all-time in games played in the NBA history for the Charlotte franchise. First in minutes played. Man, he sacrificed his body. It's when we had nothing here, folks. The man put everything out. He's first in field goals, the most field goals ever made. He's first in 3-pointers made. Kendall Walker's also second in 2-pointers. So remember, you start looking at field goals, you're talking about 3-pointers and, that. So he's second all-time in 2-point shots. First all-time in free throws. Went to the line an awful lot, folks. Wasn't just a score, folks. Kendall Walker was second all-time in assists. And he was 3rd all-time in steals. And, of course, points-wise, he was 1st all-time in points. So, Kendall Walker by far. And I hated to see him leave. And now I know he's leaving Boston. I believe going to Oklahoma City, if I'm not mistaken. But just the guy, man, I think the world of him and always will go down to me as a Hornet. And I hated to see him leave when he did. I think it was for the best. Sometimes you have to move on, but man, I loved his play for this franchise when we drafted him out of UConn. But Kendall Walker would be the number one player right now, Charlotte Hornet history. And number two is the guy we got in the, I believe, the NBA expansion draft in our first year back in '88. Dale Curry from Virginia Tech. I'm trying to remember who he got him from. Was it Utah Jazz or could have been somebody else? But anyway, he's first in games played. So he's played the most games all time for the Hornets, not the most minutes. He's second in minutes played. Because a lot of times you got to remember, well, how is Kimber 3rd in games but most in minutes? Well, he played the most minutes. He didn't come out. But Dale Curry played the most games. But remember, a lot of games he was a reserve. Or he split a lot of playing times with some other players. Dale Curry was second all-time in field goals. He was second all-time in 3-pointers. He was first all-time in 2-point shots. So he got into paint a little bit more. I shouldn't just say paint, but inside the arc from the 3-pointer. Now, he was only 7th in free throws. And you have to kind of look at that. He didn't do a lot of, driving to the lane. He really had that quick shot, kind of like his son, Steph. They just got the shot off. Now, he wasn't an assist man either. He was a scorer. He was 9th in assists. But he was 4th in steals, and he was 2nd all-time in points until Kendall Walker replaced him. Now, number three might come as a little bit of a surprise. Little man, I believe we got him from the Washington Bullets in the expansion draft as well. And that was Muggsy Bogues, who played at Wake Forest. He's second all-time in games played behind Del Curry and between Kemba. Second in minutes played behind Kemba. Fifth in field goals made. Now, he wasn't a three-point guy, but he was fifth all-time in two-point shots. First in assists, that's big. He's a small guy, a little guy. Kind of got dubbed up, and they played one-on-one with him. Man, it was kind of hard. He was so small, he had to strip the ball to steal it because if he got posted up, he was done. But he was first in assists, folks, and first in steals. For a little man, you expect that, especially with the steals. And he was sixth all-time in points. But, man, when Muggsy Bogues was here, man, he was an incredible player. A lot of people thought it was too short to play. He defied all odds. And he truly does belong to be on this mountain. Now, here's where we get into guys number 4 and 5. And I guess I'll give you right now the guy who did not make it. Shockingly, a lot of people are going to look, believe it or not, it's Larry Johnson, the great grandmama. I got him as honorable mention, folks. And the biggest knock I had on him not replacing number 4 is he only played in 5 years for the Hornets, 379 games. So games played, he's not even in the top 10. He is in 5th in minutes played. So even though in the top 10 in games, when he got in the game, he did not come out. He was 3rd all-time in field goals, 3rd all-time in two-pointers, 3rd all-time in free throws. Now, this is where he made his money because he was, he wasn't the biggest guy. He was solid. He was strong. He was a beast, but height. And, he had back problems. That kind of ended his career where he only played 5 years for Charlotte. I know he went on to play for the Knicks for a few, but he was first in offensive rebounds in the history in those 5 years for the Charlotte Hornets. 3rd all-time in defensive rebounds. 2nd in total rebounds. Pretty impressive, only playing 5 years. Hey, he was 6th in assists. Now, he didn't go up. He wasn't ranked in steals. He wasn't ranked in blocks, but he was 4th all-time in points. And I know a lot of people will look at that and say, well, man, he needs to be on this list. But in these 12 categories I listed, he won 5 of the 12. And the man I'm getting ready to give you, he is 4th all-time on this list. 7 out of 12. He was better than Larry Johnson. Okay? And that's going to be Gerald Wallace, who was really the Bobcat. He came after we got the team, the Bobcats. So he didn't play for the original Hornets. He left before we got the Hornets name back. But I've got to include him on the list, folks, because he is on our history. He played in 454 games for Charlotte, so more than Larry Johnson. He was 6th all-time in games played, where Larry Johnson didn't rank in that. He was 4th in minutes played, which is just ahead of Larry Johnson at 5. He was 4th in field goals, which is just behind Larry Johnson at 3rd. He was 4th in two-pointers, which is just behind Larry Johnson, who was in 3rd. He was 2nd in free throws, which is ahead of Larry Johnson, who was in 3rd. He was 5th in offensive rebounds, where Larry Johnson was 1st. But he was 1st in defensive rebounds, where Larry Johnson was 3rd. And where Larry Johnson was number 2 all-time in total rebounds, Gerald Wallace was number 3 in total rebounds. Assist, he wasn't in the top 10 where Larry Johnson was, but he was 2nd all-time in steals where Larry Johnson's not ranked, 4th all-time in blocks where Larry Johnson's not ranked. And point-wise, and this is kind of the differentiation right here, Larry Johnson's 4th all-time in points, and Gerald Wallace, folks, was 3rd. And I really wish we could have notched another president and made it 5 guys on the list, but that's what makes this Mount Rushmore so beautiful. I don't think you can argue with Kemba at number 1. You got to look at Del Curry with just his longevity and everything at number 2. Muggsy, what can you say? I mean, the guy was incredible, and he led a lot of the team in categories and very crucial in the top 2 or 3 in minutes and games played and stuff like that. So it comes down to Larry Johnson, Gerald Wallace, and I think if you don't look at the numbers, a lot of people will assume Larry Johnson's in the top 4. Probably should be number 3. And his career, man, cut short. Being 5 years for Charlotte kind of did that to him. And, maybe Larry Johnson, maybe Alonzo Mourning would have been the one on the list and he would have made it if he would have got the big contract and not Larry Johnson. But needless to say, Gerald Wallace gets on here at number 4, and we'll leave Larry Johnson as our honorable mention. So what do you think in today's video, folks? Who would you put on this list that I might have left off? Would you have Larry Johnson number 4, Gerald Wallace off the list? Let me know in some comments. Pound that like button. Don't forget to hit that bell notification and be notified of future videos like these. And by all means, folks, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And we'll see you on another episode of the Carolina Sports Guy.